Good and Gather groceries bring joy to the table for less. When sharing the love starts with quality ingredients. And when great taste meets low prices. That's totally Target.
I brought in Ensure Max Protein with 30 grams of protein.
Those who tried me felt more energy in just 2 weeks. Here, I'll take that.
Ensure Max Protein, 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar. Enter the $10,000 Powered by Protein Max Challenge.
Tomorrow on ET, a hair-raising retrospective with Zach Bagans.
You're just reliving all of my nightmares.
Our look back at 24 seasons of his ghost adventures.
Be sure to check that out. Now, here's one more thing to show you before we say goodnight. Bye.
Where is everybody?
Locked away. Looks like it's just you and me, Fury.
Marvel fans,
happening now.
5 migrants found inside this home next to Harlandale High School. What led law enforcement here and what they discovered inside, coming up.
Already a faint haze overhead as the African dust moves into town. I'll be back to let you know how long it's going to stick around in just a bit.
we have a parent alert about hundreds of thousands of stainless steel cups for children. Coming up, we'll explain why they may be toxic and why you'll want to check your Trader Joe's cookies. The news at 5 starts right now.
And right now at 5, a mystery surrounding a man missing since Sunday.
The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says it needs help finding Brian Franco Quintana. The 32-year-old was last seen on Sunday night on Calico Corner near Pew and Crywald Roads. That's on the far west side.
There are 3 pictures of Brian on your screen to get a better idea of what he looks like. He's 5 feet 5 inches tall, weighs about 151 pounds, has brown eyes, black hair. If you have any information on where he might be, there's a desperate search for him right now. Call the Sheriff's Office at 210-335-6000.
A traffic stop leading to a drug bust, leading to a human smuggling bust on the south side.
Tiffany Huertas with what officers found in a car that led to what they think was a stash house right across the street from Harlandale High School.
My understanding, the second story is where they were kept.
A traffic stop this morning led Bexar County Sheriff's deputies to this home near Moseley Avenue and West Pyron Avenue, where 5 migrants were found inside.
What deputies found during the traffic stop was a kilo of cocaine.
Deputy Johnny Garcia says they found 4 men and 1 woman from Mexico inside the home. He says none of the victims displayed any severe injuries, but were thirsty and given water.
At the home, sheriff's deputies found cash, weapons, and a stolen vehicle, all while kids were practicing football right here at Harlandale High School.
At this point in time, we do have HSI, we have ICE here on scene who will transport these migrant smuggling victims back to their office for further investigation.
2 men were detained and will more than likely face charges of human smuggling.
It's unknown how long these people were operating here at this location, but definitely it is urged on the community. If you see something suspicious, if you see several vehicles arriving at all hours of the night, give us a call.
Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
A 6-year-old girl who died in a fire with 4 of her family members now identified. Her name is Isabella Morales. KSAT 12's been following this story since it happened early Saturday morning along Winding Oak Drive. That's on the north side. The other victims include 50-year-old Felicia Valadez, 11-year-old Lily Valadez, a 29-year-old woman, and a 12-year-old boy whose names have not yet been released. We're told a grandfather remains in the hospital. The cause of that fire is still being investigated. San Antonio Fire Chief Charles Hood told KSAT yesterday there was only 1 working smoke detector in that house. They're now working on a campaign to get smoke detectors out to anyone who needs one. And we have more information on how to do that on KSAT.com.
A motorcyclist and dump truck collide. Now a man is dead. It happened during rush hour this morning. Here's a look at what that scene looked like on Loop 410 and via Main Road. It's not far from Southton Road on the south side. Unclear what caused the crash. We do know the motorcyclist died at the scene. Several lanes closed. They are open, though, now.
Another man in the hospital after trying to drive the wrong way on West Malone at around 2 in the morning. This is the aftermath. It took about 3 hours for tow truck drivers to pull the man's SUV out of a ditch not too far from South Flores. That SUV landed there after San Antonio police say that he lost control and it rolled. The man thrown from the SUV, and he's now dealing with critical injuries. A woman who was also in the car tried running away from the scene, but she ended up in a bed of ants and was bitten. She was treated for an allergic reaction to those ants. Neighbors told our crews that people driving the wrong direction on that road is common.
The search is on for someone who shot 2 teenagers outside a laundromat last night. It happened along South Zarzamora Street and Somerset Road. San Antonio police say the teens were there with their parents, but they were outside alone when someone drove by in a blue Mercedes and shot at them. Both the 16-year-old male and 17-year-old female taken to University Hospital, to the emergency room there. No one has been arrested.
Who gets asylum at the border and who does not? Further clarified by a federal judge today, at least for now. That judge blocking the Biden policy that forbids migrants for applying for asylum if they pass through another country before they got to the United States. That policy has faced criticism because it's unlike anything the U.S. has had in place before. The Trump administration tried it. It was also barred. The Biden administration says it does plan to appeal that federal ruling.
There's also a back and forth between Governor Greg Abbott and the Department of Justice, and that's heading to court. The governor refusing to remove those controversial river barriers, those buoys, which he says will deter migrants from crossing into the U.S. The DOJ saying keeping them in place is a violation of federal law. Cole Higgins explains the mixed reactions among leaders and what one woman who is directly impacted by all this has to say.
The showdown between Texas Governor Greg Abbott and the Department of Justice is heating up.
They're using some obscure statute to try to stop us from continuing to deploy those buoys.
The DOJ suing the state of Texas, demanding the state immediately remove a 1,000-foot buoy system and razor wire from the Rio Grande. It's a barrier system Governor Abbott says was put in place to deter migrants from crossing into his state.
The argument, I guarantee you, will be made in federal court that the Biden administration has abandoned their role in securing the border, and the states had no alternative.
The DOJ alleging the barrier violates the Rivers and Harbors Appropriation Act, which prohibits the creation of any obstruction not affirmatively authorized by Congress to the navigable capacity of any of the waters of the U.S. While the DOJ lawsuit doesn't mention the potential danger the buoy system poses to migrants, the White House is calling the tactic inhumane.
Instead of coming to the table and trying to figure out a way to work together, he continues to do this really cruel, unjust, inhumane ways of moving forward.
Magali Urbina owns a pecan orchard in Eagle Pass, Texas, along the Rio Grande.
Now it just looks like a war zone.
Urbina worries that while Abbott, Texas, and the DOJ spar in court, the toll on migrants who are continuing to cross the border will continue.
And they may drown, then they have to get to the concertina wire. They may get cut up. It's hot. And yes, I have seen people die from heat stroke on the property.
I'm Cole Higgins reporting.
Check out traffic right now. We're going to go to I-35 at Walsham. Usually a very busy area, and certainly is right now with all the construction going on out there. I believe that's the southbound lanes of I-35 at Walsham.
This is still preliminary. It could change before 6 o'clock. 99, the high temperature so far today officially at the airport in town. And many other locations just under 100 for highs, at least preliminarily. Coming up at 6 p.m., I'll have the official update. Meanwhile, 104 the high temperature in Del Rio, 98 the high temperature in Kerrville. You look at the readings for our weather watchers: Floresville 102, Santa Maria 101, Leon Springs 96, Bulverde 97, Mico 98 degrees, and Windcrest at 98. The heat isn't quite as oppressive as what we experienced in the weeks past. Turning humid and a bit breezy this evening, southeasterly wind at 10 to 15. May have noticed a little haze in the sky. The dust, it's moving in. We'll talk about it in a bit.
Thank you, Adam. We have some safety recalls to tell you about now, from clothes dryers linked to several fires to children's cups that can be toxic. 12 on your side's Marilyn Moritz explains the problem, starting with some popular Trader Joe's cookies.
Don't eat the cookies.
of October 19th through 21st, and dark chocolate chunk and almond cookies, dates October 17th through 21st. Take them back for a refund or just toss the cookies. Parent alert, nearly 350,000 Cupkins stainless steel cups are recalled because they contain excessive lead, especially toxic to children. The colorful cups were sold in pairs on Amazon. Contact the manufacturer and get your money back. Pottery Barn Kids is recalling its penny convertible cribs. The end panels can come loose and expose sharp edges. Parents can contact the company for a repair or a refund. And to the laundry room. More than 13,000 Frigidaire gas laundry centers are recalled after 23 fires. The dryer seal can lead to lint accumulation, a fire hazard. These were sold at Lowe's, Home Depot, and other appliance stores going back to 2014. The company says go ahead and use the washer, but don't use the dryer until you contact Electrolux and get it repaired. We have more information on all of these recalls on our website. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
And a reminder, don't forget about our KSAT special with new insight into the fentanyl crisis here. It airs tomorrow night at 6:30. It's a 30-minute special. KSAT looking into what fentanyl is, how it gets into the U.S., and how anyone can be its victim, sometimes without even knowing it. According to the CDC, in 2022, more than 107,000 people in the U.S. died of overdose and drug poisoning, and more than half of those deaths involve synthetic opioids like fentanyl. It's a story that Cristina Villagrana knows all too well. Her son, Kyle Hinkle, died that same year at the age of 28.
It is the worst pain that any person can go through, and I don't want anybody to go through it.
You can watch our Fighting Fentanyl, It's Everyone's Problem special tomorrow at 6:30. You can watch it right here on KSAT 12, and after it airs, you can watch it on YouTube, KSAT.com, as well as on KSAT Plus.
Days on end of extremely hot weather impacting more than Texas, but the heat, more than unbearably hot, it's also dangerous. Why one Texas man resorted to busting out his own windshield. When we come back.
I'm Myra Arthur here in the newsroom with a look at what we're working on for the news at 6 o'clock today. The death of a 17-month-old child ruled a homicide and no one held responsible. The child's father was arrested for injuring the boy, but in a case that dates back years before the toddler died. So what happened here? Erica Hernandez looks at whether this was a case that fell through the cracks. Plus, the transformation of the Broadway corridor near downtown led to a face-off between the city and the state. But now the city has backed down. We'll tell you why and what comes next here. And it is National Hire a Vet Day. It's not always easy for military spouses to get hired either. What the Biden administration did recently to try to help with that. All that and more coming your way today on the news at 6.
Thank you, Myra. I'll see you then. Well, right now, heat, storms, wildfires, all hitting different parts of the country. Like Texas, several states up against triple digits. 10 states in all are battling wildfires. And in the Midwest, the weather conditions are much different. Ivan Rodriguez shares how Mother Nature's wrath is prompting heat alerts and air quality emergencies in many American cities.
Heavy machinery brought in to move massive chunks of debris after buildings have been reduced to rubble by a suspected tornado in Missouri. In Wisconsin, strong storms packing destructive winds ripped the roof off of a building, knocking out power for several thousand people. Meanwhile, extreme heat calling for extreme actions. A father smashing out a windshield in Texas, pulling his infant to safety through a hole in the glass after accidentally locking the keys inside with the baby. Over the next week, roughly 55 million will see triple-digit temperatures, and more than 85% of the U.S. population will experience heat above 90 degrees.
But these high temps, it's just hard to breathe. This is hard to breathe, hard to take in.
Extreme heat is expected to expand into the Midwest and Northeast, where many places aren't built to beat the heat.
I think we're certainly more attuned to looking for those signs of heat illness and thinking about it more often.
In Arizona, people enduring record-shattering triple-digit temperatures were forced from their homes by a new threat, a raging wildfire. one of nearly 40 that's burning in the U.S.
It was really just grab valuables or whatever means the most for us.
In Canada, there's nearly 1,100 wildfires burning, more than 650 considered to be out of control. And smoke from those fires has led to Chicago and Minneapolis being amongst the 10 most polluted cities globally. I'm Ivan Rodriguez reporting.
Taking a look outside with live cam. Look at that, just 99 degrees on our little thermometer on the screen. Will that stick, Adam?
There's a chance we could still briefly hit 100 between now and a little after 6 o'clock. We'll have the full update during the 6 o'clock newscast. But right now, officially at the climate reporting site with the highly calibrated, properly positioned, properly ventilated thermometer at the airport, we have yet to hit 100. We'll have that update at 6 if we do or don't. Anyway, let's take a look at our Saharan dust. There's a little faint haze off in the distance. Not if you look directly up above you, but if you're on a flyover ramp and you look off in the distance, you may notice a little bit of a haze. That's that very light amounts of Saharan dust that's moving in right now, and that's going to continue to turn into South and Central Texas. And tomorrow and Thursday, it's probably going to be a little more noticeable. I don't think it's going to affect folks with allergies or anything like that. If you have a very sensitive respiratory system, you may notice some minor impacts, but for the most part, it's just going to cause a little extra haze in the sky and a little more colorful sunrise and sunset. It's just going to look a little different at sunrise and sunset. By Friday, this starts to thin out again and dissipate. Saturday, it's pretty much all out of town and moved on out of here. Here's another way to look at it. So today it's, I'd say, very light to light in nature, then moderate levels, light to moderate levels Wednesday and Thursday before dissipating again throughout the day Friday and gone on Saturday. Here's our overall weather pattern. The upper level high is off to our north. We have a few coastal showers that have popped up again, and this is going to be the same story, I think, the next couple of days. Within about 50 miles, 25 miles of the coast, we'll have some of those pop-up showers. Notice the upper level high centered over New Mexico. So the center of it is not pressing down immediately on top of us, which helps us out a little bit in the temperature department and keeps the door open for any disturbances that could stir up some rain. And we will have an inverted trough, an upside down dip in the upper level flow come across far south Texas and northern Mexico by Friday and even on into the weekend. I just don't think it's enough to get anything going for us, and we don't have all of the other variables to work with to really kickstart good showers and storms, including moisture and instability. We'll give it about a 10% chance on Saturday. But the key here is going forward, Sunday and then even on into next week, the upper level heat high, it's going to break down. It's going to be a little more unorganized as we get into next week. And I think that could favor at least a few daily pop-up showers here and there. So a 10% chance Saturday, then by Tuesday of next week, this time next week, wouldn't surprise me if some of those afternoon clouds just drop a few brief showers here and there. Nothing to count on, just one of those possibilities. There it is so far, 99 so far. The high today, we'll update you at 6. The average is 96, the record today 104. Right now, we're at 98 degrees. Dew point 63, so it just feels like it's 2 degrees warmer than the actual air temperature. Heat index, not an issue like it was back in June and even early July. Our ground has dried out quite a bit, and our afternoon air has dried out a lot as well. Across the state, still several triple digits. Many reporting sites clocking in with triple digits. Amarillo, Lubbock, 101. El Paso, 105. Dallas, 103. But Helotes, 96. On the west side, Kelly Field, Port SA, 99. Converse measured at Randolph Air Force Base, 98 degrees. Meanwhile, Stinson Airport on the south side, measuring 101. So a little bit of a variety out there. 78 tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. A lot of sunshine again. By noon, we're at 92 degrees. And then into the afternoon, we'll have a high temperature, I think right at 100 degrees, 4 or 5 p.m. We should be there. Feeling like it's maybe a degree or two warmer than that. But again, that heat index, not a big player in our weather right now. Helotes tomorrow, 97. Comfort, 99. Poteet, 101. There's that 10% chance of a stray shower Saturday. And then again next Tuesday, a little bit of hope for next week as that upper level high isn't quite as put together, not as dapper.
It's going casual.
Yeah.
Yeah, the heat wave.
Yeah. Interesting.
You know who else has gone casual?
Who?
Our Larry Ramirez.
Yeah, well, but look at the dapper David Sears.
Well,
we have
he's in the
over here,
studio.
You know?
He's not standing
dapper
on
Dan's.
the...
We have a dapper David with us. All right, Jerry Jones is a training camp optimist.
Yeah, always.
Yeah.
And you can't have training camp without Jerry Jones being that optimist to start it all off. I don't know why they just can't start, popping some pads, but no, you got to hear from Jerry Jones first. It's kind of the rite of passage of training camp, the annual State of the Cowboys address. Jerry Jones with concerns and excitement for the upcoming season. Larry Ramirez live with who's not in camp and who got paid.
Nothing to concern me about anything to do we're doing with contractual situations.
So there you go. Jerry Jones doesn't sound too concerned about Zach Martin's contract in big board sports. One of the nice things about training camp in California has to be the weather, the beaches, the nice scenery. Just take a look at that. Isn't that awesome? Yeah, that's where you want to be for training camp. It's hard not to like pretty much everything, but tomorrow that all changes with the players at the field. But today, it's the State of the Cowboys, headed by Jerry Jones. The annual meet with the media to see where things stand ahead of first team practice. And that's where we find our Larry Ramirez and the KSAT 12 sports team camping in Cali. Larry, well, I don't know where the scene went, but I see goalposts in the field, so I guess that's where you're supposed to be.
Oh, that's exactly where I'm supposed to be, David, because they are getting the field ready. So this morning, the Dallas Cowboys held their opening press conference at training camp here in Oxnard, California, before the team holds its first practice tomorrow morning. And there was a lot to talk about today. Here's Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy, owner, president, and general manager Jerry Jones, and executive VP, CEO, and director of player personnel Stephen Jones walking up to the podium where they talked with the media for about 45 minutes this morning. And one of the hot topics was guard Zach Martin, who is not here at camp. He wasn't on the team charter Monday, and he didn't report today. Martin is unhappy with his contract relative to the market per reports, and Jerry was asked about Martin holding out.
I'm just not going to discuss anything about any of our players' agreements, but we certainly have great communication with, frankly, everybody. And so not necessarily any surprises at all, but we won't be discussing any of the football business aspect of this thing with any public comments.
All right, the first practice is tomorrow. It's non-padded. Saturday, the opening ceremony. Sunday, Jerry would join instant replay. And then Monday is the first padded practice. And how about this? Earlier today, the Cowboys and cornerback Trayvon Diggs agreed to a 5-year, $97 million contract extension per reports. So the young man certainly got paid. David, back to you.
All right, Larry, thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing you at 6 o'clock. And also coming up at 6, we're going to hear from UIW as the college football media days continue. Another young coach leading another young team at UIW, but they're coming off a pretty good season.
I was going to say, they're a football powerhouse.
Yeah, they are.
So he's got to keep that going. There's some pressure there.
A little bit.
Yeah. Thanks.
Not much, a little bit.
We'll be right back.
Right near 100 around town tomorrow. 99 Kerrville, Canyon Lake, about 99. You get closer in, 99 Stone Oak, 100 in Elmendorf. More of the same. We'll have that Saharan dust a little bit thicker next couple of days.
Thanks, Adam, and thank you for watching the news at 5.
World News up next. See you back here at 6.